pro wrestling is just cold. There's not a lot to really sink your teeth into, and both companies aren't really doing the fans any favor. Outside the bloodline and outside of Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, and Randy Orton, WWE's got nothing. They got nothing. And it's lame. AEW, they have had nothing. They are desperately trying to get people interested in what they're doing, and it's just not working. And all I see is this story with Jon Moxley and the Blackpool Combat Club, which right now they're going by the name the Death Riders. Thank you for filling me in on the fucking name and giving me the reason why they changed their name from the Blackpool Combat Club to the Death Riders. It was just glossed over on commentary. We see the graphics show up. Oh my goodness, they are now the Death Riders. I'd love a fucking reason why the name change happened and what the reason is for the name change. Yes, that's how they make changes. They just go and do it without any explanation on this show. They're really trying so hard to get this storyline going. But at the end of the day, they are suffering from the problem of it's all too predictable. The Death Riders, Blackpool Combat Club, whatever the fuck you want to call them, they aren't taking over shit. They aren't taking over shit. What are you doing that is genuinely getting people interested in why Jon Moxley is claiming AEW is now his? You work for me now. They're targeting Orange Cassidy. Oh man. AEW is in such trouble, man. They're targeting Orange Cassidy. Nobody with a set of eyeballs who is a fan of this product is thinking Orange Cassidy is going to be the savior of AEW. This is your main event for Full Gear. And then you want to know why people have tuned out of what AEW is doing and the stories that AEW are telling. How is anybody interested in that? Are you interested in that? I know I'm not. I think Orange Cassidy is a fine pro wrestler. I'll never take Orange Cassidy the way social media takes Orange Cassidy and vilifies him as, oh my God, he's a terrible pro wrestler. No, you're a fucking idiot. Orange Cassidy is a very good professional wrestler. You might not like the gimmick. You may think the gimmick is cheesy, corny, but that doesn't mean he can't wrestle. He's put on bangers before. And if you haven't understood that by now, then that's a you problem. Shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear anybody in my comment section or in this chat, Orange Cassidy can't wrestle. Go fuck yourself. Yes, he can. That's not the problem. Jon Moxley, as believable as they come. Great. When he speaks, we listen. Nobody delivers a promo like Jon Moxley. But do we genuinely sit back and watch this show and think, man, Orange Cassidy is going to be the one to take down Jon Moxley? No. You can trot him out there, have him wear black jeans, black denim, black t-shirt, fucking blacked out sunglasses. That's great. The aesthetics of Orange Cassidy going from fucking denim blue to now fucking denim black. That's great. That doesn't mean he's going to be the AEW World Champion. Nobody fucking believes that Orange Cassidy has a shot in the dark to beat Jon Moxley and become the AEW World Champion. So when he inevitably loses, where do we go with Orange Cassidy after that? He goes right back to the back of the line. And he goes back to being the Orange Cassidy that everybody says is cringy and comedic and a joke. He'll go right back to doing what Orange Cassidy did best, not giving a shit. They tried to sell this with Chuck Taylor. Who gives a shit about Chuck Taylor, bro? Who? Nobody. Half of the fucking viewing audience didn't even realize that Chuck Taylor was a fucking producer in AEW. Yet you sold me on, oh my God, I can't wait to sympathize with Orange Cassidy. They beat the shit out of Chuck Taylor. That's what you're selling me on. That's what Tony is selling his sickos. Anybody else watching this shit for the first time, trying to watch this show they're asking, why the fuck do I care about this guy? Even some of the people, even some of the diehards are asking, why the fuck do I care about this guy? Who gives a shit? The last time the best friends were relevant was when they had their first parking lot brawl with Santana and Ortiz. Nobody gives a shit. But that's what they are going on. This entire storyline going into Full Gear is a failure. You have failed to make me believe. You have failed to give me a reason to sympathize with AEW. You've given me no reason at all to watch this show and say, oh man, I can't wait to see Jon Moxley get his ass kicked. No. You're missing a certain ingredient. It's called emotion. And it's called magic. What you got in Jon Moxley and what you got in Claudio and Pac. And I'll even include Marina Shafir because this is the best presentation that we've seen from her since she's got here. What you got is a great group of individuals there. But the overall story that you're telling right now, weeks of Action Andretti and Top Flight. Where are we going with this? The last thing that we saw on pay-per-view was Darby Allin, who was in the match with Orange Cassidy last night. Orange Cassidy, Daniel Garcia, Private Party, Hook. Half of the fucking people that we saw at the end of the show that were watching Bryan Danielson get stretchered out after he was suffocated again for a second time by Jon Moxley and Wheeler Yuta. Where are they in this storyline? I thought we were building this up as being the top of the top storyline for AEW. I thought this new group, this new youthful movement was going to stop Jon Moxley and his heinous ways that he's taken over AEW. Now we're left with Orange Cassidy and obviously Darby Allin, who probably will be the Sting to Jon Moxley's NWO here. Oh, man. That's what you're selling me on. That's what you're selling me on. How am I supposed to look at Orange Cassidy, Darby Allin, Daniel Garcia, and all these other fucking lowly bums that you have running out there to defend the flag of AEW? I'm supposed to believe in these men? These are believable, legitimate threats to Jon Moxley's Death Riders? They're not a threat to anybody. The only threat that they are to the catering department. But this is what you're selling me on. And I know people are going to take me out of context and misconstrue what I'm saying, but go into Full Gear, your main event for Full Gear for the AEW World Championship, which, by the way, we haven't seen on television since he's won it. Your main event for your next pay-per-view, Full Gear, which is, if you really want to look at it, a huge show in the calendar year for AEW. This is not like one of their new shows like Dynasty or Forbidden Door. Full Gear has given us bangers throughout the year. Your main event for Full Gear is Orange Cassidy and Jon Moxley for the AEW World Championship with a very predictable outcome. You're going into this match realizing that Jon Moxley in no way, shape, or form is losing the AEW World Championship. You could sell Orange Cassidy coming within a cunt's hair of winning the championship. Oh, man, what a story. He fought valiantly at the end. He's going to be a loser no matter what happens in that match. If I had the pen, if I had the creative stroke in AEW, what I'm doing at the end of Full Gear is going to shock the shit out of everybody. Tony wants to take a page out of Eric Bischoff's book. He wants to take the page out of WCW, NWO, and Sting being the savior against Hollywood Hulk Hogan. It's exactly what he's going for here. I mean, we've seen this done time and time and time again. In different ways, in different aspects, in different fucking fashions. But that doesn't mean it's going to work. For it to work, you need compelling, interesting, and legitimate characters on both sides. You need a grade A villain, and you need a babyface that is going to be a believable babyface hero to save whatever is going on here, be the savior of this company, be the hero, and have a happy ending. I don't believe in any of the individuals and any of the characters that AEW has presented to us on television since this storyline has got started. What I'm doing and what they need to do here, and the reason why I'm starting the show off today with this is because this is the biggest storyline they have going on right now. If this bombs, they're finished. If they don't write a compelling story for this story, if they don't write compelling narratives for the characters involved here, this company is finished. You're already losing interest week by week by week. You're losing audiences. You're losing fans in droves week by week by week. If you drop the ball on this, and if you don't write a great middle and a great end for this, because the beginning is a fail. If you don't write compelling story from this point on, 2025 is going to be just as bad as 2024. And whatever Tony Khan throws at the wall, it is not going to work because they don't believe in Tony Khan. They don't believe in AEW. How could you ask the fans to believe in you when this is nothing more than a rehash of what you guys tried to do with Tony Khan and the Elite? I know exactly where this is going. And the fears that I have of where this is going, it will be the fucking nail in the coffin for AEW. What they need to do at Full Gear is the following. You really want to make a statement. You really want this Death Rider group to be a fucking threat to AEW. I don't know why we haven't had Jon Moxley and his crew absolutely destroy AEW Dynamite. First of all, you need to give me a reason. The reason that Jon Moxley is giving us is fine for the fucking sickos out there. Oh, he's looking to build up young talent and pull the young talent to where they should really be. He's looking to pull out all the talent in these people, and he's tired of the same old AEW. Yes, thanks for telling us the shoot in the story. Everybody feels that same way. The fans alike feel the same way. That's not enough of a reason for me to get interested. You work for me now. This is his AEW, right? Clearly, nobody is on the level of Jon Moxley. We need something to happen where it just completely transcends what AEW has told here. I'm talking about an absolute fucking decimation of everything AEW. You want to wipe the slate clean? You want to create a new era of AEW? I want to see Jon Moxley's AEW. What I mean by that is the current AEW needs to die. The current AEW needs to be fucking killed off completely. I'm talking about taking the Nexus angle that they did at the end of Monday Night Raw years ago, where they choked out Bryan Danielson with his own fucking tie, or Justin Roberts rather with his own tie. Bryan Danielson choked out Justin Roberts, beating up John Cena, leaving everybody into a fucking bloody mess. I need to see rings being destroyed. I need to see fucking bodies laid out. I need to see bloodshed. I need to see Full Gear go off the air as if a fucking atomic bomb hit it. If the story is going where it's rumored to be going, you can't take who is rumored to be the saviors of AEW and just pretend like, all right, man, Jon Moxley, he's doing all this to the young talent and he's beating up Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin and Daniel Garcia, man. We got to come save the day. No. Now, we're going to need to take it up a notch, man. We need to take this fucking shit into overdrive, man. Right now, we're operating on a 3. I need Tony Khan to operate the fucking controls of this, and I need everything to go up to about a 13. As far as you could push the envelope. I need the entire set completely destroyed, Nexus style. I need to see fucking announcers laid out. I need to see fucking bodies from that roster laid out. major names while we're at it. I need to see the entire ringside area destroyed, leaving people in shock and awe because a threat is upon us for AEW. They haven't given us a reason to watch what they're doing and get a sense of emotion. They haven't given us a sense of, oh man, AEW's in trouble. Do you guys get a sense that AEW's in trouble? Do you guys get a sense that Tony Khan is losing control of AEW? Now, if you do that, and you play up to that and build up to that, and then you want to give me Matt and Nick Jackson, Kenny Omega, Adam Page, which I don't really like the idea of, everybody coming back together, the original foursome, saving AEW, that is the only way that it will work. And even then, you still have a lot to fill us in on. A lot of those logic gaps need to be squared away. Why would the Elite come back with Kenny Omega and try and save the company after they put this guy on a stretcher when he announced he had diverticulitis? I know they were building towards Kenny Omega and Kazuchika Okada. I'm assuming that was the original plan. I don't know if that's the original plan right now. I don't. But the rumor is the Elite. They're going to be the saviors of AEW. Not the Hurt Syndicate, not big-time major name baby faces in the company. No, it's going to be the Elite. So they're going to wipe away what they did earlier in the summer, wasting our television time, giving us Anarchy in the Arena and giving us Blood and Guts, and they're going to have the Elite be the saviors of AEW. After they pile-drived Tony Khan, we're supposed to believe that he is okay with them now, saving AEW after they tried to overtake the company for whatever fucking reason. I need to see absolute fucking destruction. Because right now, what we're doing, they're playing it too safe, man. They are playing it way too safe. Characters are not believable. It's too predictable. It's too safe. We need to turn it up to 13. We're operating on a fucking 3 right now. Seriously. So right now, this storyline going into Full Gear, if you ask me if it's working, fuck no, it's not working. And no, I'm not interested. Nobody's interested. The interest in the product is still down, and I haven't even seen the ratings come out yet. Whenever the ratings come out, I need the chat to fill me in on the ratings. Because I'm very curious to see what they did head-to-head with NXT on their own night.